What's up, guys? Welcome to Voicey here. This is your host, Captain Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.
This story's called Just Because I'm Nice Doesn't Mean I Work Here. My ex-wife used to work at Walmart. The store was open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. most days, except for the holidays and New Year's, where they closed early at 6 p.m. New Year's Eve one year, she was working till close, 7 p.m. Most retail places keep you an extra hour or so past closing to help with cleaning up, any straggling customers, etc. I was off that day, and we had plans to go to a party. So we decided that I would meet her after work, and we would leave from there. I got to the store at 6 o'clock on the nose. They were already turning away customers and locking the doors. Anyone inside already got to finish checking out, then had to leave. I knew the manager, so I asked if I could just wait inside the doors until the wife was done with work. It was fairly cold and snowing out, so he said no problem. At this location, they had in and out doors, which worked regardless of which side you were standing on. So they had to lock both of those doors and were letting people out from the emergency exit door located in between them, which can only be opened from the inside. I was standing off to the side by the exit doors. As people tried to leave, they would head to the exit doors, see them locked, stand there for a second, not exactly sure what to do, then head to the emergency exit door. Once they had locked the doors, there was no staff out front directing anyone where to exit. They were standing by the second entrance doors, stopping anyone who snuck in through the emergency exit door. I decided to be nice, since I knew most of the staff and was already standing there anyways, and when people came out, I let them know the big door was locked and they had to use the middle door. Apparently, everyone had decided to come in just before closing, and it took at least 45 minutes to clear out the store. At about 6:40 or so, Karen comes and bangs on the door right behind me. At first, I just ignored her, but it sounded like she was going to smash the glass doors, so I turned to her. "Please, I need to get in, it's an emergency!" Sorry, they're closed. "Please, my kid, he needs his medication, I need to get in, where's your manager?" "Sorry, I don't work here, just waiting for my wife." "Don't you lie to me, I need to speak to your manager right now." "I don't work here." One of the last customers comes out of the store and headed right for the locked door. I said the same thing I was saying all night. "Hey, sorry, the big door's locked. You're gonna have to use a small one there." "Oh, okay, thank you." No sooner do they open the door than Karen pushes past them, not even letting them out first, and walks right up to the second indoors, which are also locked. She turns to me and yells, "Unlock these doors, now!" Like I said, I don't work here, and they closed like 45 minutes ago. Another customer, and other than Karen now, the last customer of the night comes out, the outdoors, and leaves. Again, as soon as Karen sees this, she bolts for the outdoors. Manager is standing right there though and stops her. "Hey, sorry, we're closed." "Please, I just need to pick up a few more things and I'll be right out." "Sorry, all the registers are closed. That was the last customer of the night. We open again on Monday at 7. She points to me. "Your employee opened the door for me and told me I could get all my shopping done tonight." Manager looks at me and I just shake my head. "Ma'am, he doesn't work here, and honestly, I don't think he has moved from that spot for the last hour or so." "Yes, he does. I've seen him direct a bunch of customers to the proper exit door." "OP, is that true?" Yeah. I mean, no one was out here and the customers were getting confused." "Well, thank you very much." Manager extends his hand to me. I walk over and shake it. "Must have been an oversight on our end, but I appreciate you helping us out." "No problem." And as if great timing, the lights in the store shut off. All that was left on was a few at the front, I assume for the security cameras and staff. Honestly, I didn't know they could shut the lights off. They always seem to be on 24/7. "Please, I'll level with you. I'm throwing a party tonight. It was a last-minute thing and I forgot to get supplies. I really need just a few minutes in there, that's all." "Lights just shut off, so it's against safety regulations for you even being here. I can't let you in." "Please, what am I gonna do?" I almost felt bad for her. Luckily for her, I lived down the street, so I knew the area fairly well. There's a variety store just across the street. They're open 24/7, every day, even Christmas, so they should be open. What I didn't tell her was my ex and I refer to this place as emergency variety, because everything there was 3 times the normal price. So I hope she enjoyed the $10 bags of chips and $3 cans of pop. "Oh, thank you." She went to leave out the locked exit door, and of course it didn't open. "Sorry, that door is locked. You'll have to use the middle one there." That's funny. I like it when people call soda pop, because I call it pop. Pop is such a good name for it. I don't know, everyone in Colorado called it pop, so I call it pop. It's such a good name. Soda's such a lame name. Soda pop is just gross. Coke for everything is understandable, but also stupid and blasphemous. The best name is pop. It's short, sweet, and it makes me really want some. Also, what kind of freaking Walmart closes? They're all supposed to be open 24/7. That's the whole point of them, right? It's just weird. They're missing out on a lot of potential business because I don't know about you guys, but I like shopping at Walmart late at night because it's fun. It's like a whole different experience. This story's called Cold War in the Restaurant with Vodka-Filled Americans and a Fat Russian Chef. I don't know whether this is appropriate for r/IDontWorkHereLady or r/IDoWorkHereLady, so let me know what you think, please. I used to work as a chef at an ice rink. My boss had 3 restaurants there. One simple one with mainly fast food for hungry leisure skaters and birthday parties. I have another story from this restaurant in r/entitled parents. The other one was only for staff, athletes, and club members. Then a third restaurant, which is in the VIP area and was only open for VIP guests during matches. Mostly the friends and family of the hockey players or some journalists and sponsors. I live in Russia, so ice hockey is a big deal. My boss would have specific people that would work in the VIP restaurant based on their personality mainly. No piercings, visible tattoos, crazy colored hair, not too bad looking, etc. But your social skills. Your cooking skills didn't matter that much because most of the food was prepared in the kitchen of the regular restaurant and brought up with a lift because the VIP area you'd cook in front of the guests. It's more show than anything. I'm usually in the main restaurant because I do have tattoos that can be visible sometimes, and I'm quite tall and thin, 198 centimeters or 6'6", and around 55 to 60 kilograms or 120 to 130 pounds. Wow. Which isn't good because the height makes it look awkward and people are often suspicious of thin chefs. Anyway, one day I got in on the VIP team because it was a match against an American team and I know English. The VIP chefs get special uniforms, which are a black chef jacket and black pants and a black apron with the sponsor logos. The regular chefs wear all white or checked clothes and no apron. I have one coworker who has always been very keen on making it on the VIP team because he loves ice hockey and you have a good view on the match from that restaurant, but in the other one, you don't see a thing. He also wouldn't make it because he's very overweight, messy looking, and kind of socially inept, and sometimes uncomfortable to talk to, and because of that, he wasn't picked to work in the VIP area even though he knows some English too. In his opinion, he's the most qualified chef and so on, so he doesn't get why he doesn't make it onto the team. So naturally, he was rather jealous that I got on the team because we can't stand each other and he thinks I'm a bad chef because I'm vegan. Mostly because I'm allergic to most animal products and it's just easier for me that way. And that's just wrong in his opinion because I wouldn't even eat the food we make, blah blah blah. Since most of the guests were American, we made some American dishes too, but not really fast food, but things like corn soup, some southern vegetable stir fry, roast beef, and so on. Means corn soup. Surprisingly, the Russian guests also went crazy on the corn soup and the vegetable stir fry because it was during the December Lent and many wouldn't eat meat. So I called the kitchen downstairs and asked for them to prepare more so we don't run out. Ages later, there still wasn't anything coming up the lift, so my boss asked for me to go downstairs and check after taking my cigarette break. To get to the kitchen, you first have to walk past the seats in the restaurant. I try to make my way through the kitchen, which was rather hard in this tiny restaurant packed with bored ladies who clearly got dragged there by their husbands to get their drunk asses back home after their game. Suddenly, I notice someone tugging on my apron, so I look and see a group in the jerseys of the American team sitting at one of the tables. To myself, I was wondering why they weren't enjoying the match when I noticed that the 2 guys that were on the table were super drunk, probably way too drunk to stand and watch. Fair enough, people tend to underestimate the power of true Russian vodka. Then one of the guys yelled at me, "Suka blyat!" People turn around. Russian supermoms hold their kids' ears and look over angrily. I had to laugh a little in the conversation when somewhat like this. Here's the cast. Drunk guy 1, drunk guy 2,
American lady,
Russian lady, fat coworker, me, boss. Sorry, do you need anything? Are you fine? We'd like to order something. Sure, I can ask a waiter to come over. Drunk guy 1 says something I don't understand because either his accent was too hard for me to understand or he was just too drunk to speak clearly. Excuse me, could you please repeat that? We want to order now. Can't you take your break a little later? We've been trying to order for ages. Oh, I've already had my break, but great. I'd like to have... I don't remember what he wanted to order. I'm really sorry, but I don't work here today and I have to quickly get back to work. If you're in such a hurry, then maybe you shouldn't smoke. She knew because I had the cigarette pack in my hand as the uniform doesn't have pockets. And rather take care of your customers. I don't know how things work in the US, but here I have to take my break after 6 hours by contract, so my boss wouldn't have let me work either way and it was calculated. Russian lady to me in Russian. Could you hurry up with them? I'd like to order too. In Russian, I say, I'll get a waiter to come by as soon as possible. Say it to my face. It's rude to gossip about customers in a different language. I told her I would get a waiter. Why are you still here? All right, I'll go. And made an attempt to leave. Not so fast, my friend. We want to order. I'm not a waiter, but I will go and get one for you. None of them speak English, though. I will ask them to send one who can. I really have to go because I don't work here today and I'm not a waiter. I'm a chef at the VIP area and have to do my job there. What is problem with them? I explained to her. Well, you shouldn't lie just to get the orders done. Drunk guy 1 and 2 at the same time were talking to me too, which I couldn't understand either. I am actually not a waiter. I'm wearing a chef jacket and I have to go back up with the food. Russian lady gets up and walks to the counter. Can we please now have your attention again? I told you I don't work here and I have to get back to my actual job. Treating VIPs better. That isn't very communist of you. Well, I'm not a communist and not a waiter and not anyone who has any time to waste with you. Please, wait a moment and I will get someone to take your orders. Finally, they'd let me off, but then fat coworker comes towards me. What is going on here? I need the refills for the corn soup and vegetables. And you can't do that without causing a scene. Just let me through, please. I've already taken so long and it's urgent. Maybe if you knew how to handle customers, this would have been fixed before. Whatever. Where's the food? It should have been sent up ages ago. If you do your job down here, I wouldn't have even had to come down. This is what a chef looks like. Yes, he is a chef. He works in this restaurant and speaks English, so he can take your orders. He is a chef though and not a waiter. Why don't you do your job? I'm a chef too! Bull of crap, you're wearing black like all the waiters here and you're wearing an apron. And this chef here is dressed in white and looks like a chef. You don't even look like you could feed yourself. How can anyone expect you to feed others? VIP chefs have a different uniform. He'll take care of you, so please just let me do my actual job now. Fat coworker in English. You can't treat customers like that. I don't think boss would be happy to hear about that. And he thinks I lack social skills to work at VIP. Alright, but that's where I work now, so please let me get back and give me the food! American lady to fat coworker. If he's always this rude, you should definitely tell the boss. They kept going on about how much of a bad worker I was while I sneaked off into the kitchen and tried to find the food for upstairs. I can't find it, so I returned to fat coworker who was busy taking American lady's order. Please, tell me where the food is. Don't interrupt me now. I'm trying to fix the mess you've made. They're running out of food upstairs. It's urgent. Maybe if you were better at planning and more efficient, you'd not have this problem. Why not make your own food when you're a chef? Why should he make it? Lazy ass. Various attempts at swearing in Russian. In that moment, my boss came down. Where have you been all this time? We need the food. I can't find it, and fat coworker won't tell me where it is. I am trying to calm down these customers which she had upset with his rude behavior and absolute inability to treat people well. Why didn't you send the food up? I was going to bring it up myself. What is wrong with the lift? If you could just come here and make a mess in my area, I can come up too, right? You can come up when you figure out how to use a shower and gained enough stamina to walk up the stairs. Until then, keep the position I signed you to and do what I ask you to do. In the end, the American group got their food and the Russian lady did too. I went back up with my boss and the food, and fat coworker never got to work in the VIP area or during events ever again. Also, there were many very pleasant and nice American guests who weren't drunk. One guy came to me and asked to get some from the vegetables I was making in 3 pans at the same time, so he asked to get the other vegetables too. I said that it's not the same dish in the other pans, and he just laughed and said, "Please let me have some anyway," and then winked at me and said, "I'm a crazy American," in Russian. And we both had to laugh a lot over that. Also, sorry that it's a bit long. I have issues with keeping things short. Is that a tall joke? I think it was a tall joke. If it wasn't a tall joke, you could have made that into a really good tall joke. Well, it is a great tall joke regardless if you meant it to be a good one, because it is one. Also, sorry for the inevitably horrible Russian accents that I just did, because everyone in the comments is apparently a Russian accent expert. So, yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.